get my Twitch muted, send out Twitter, get the bot going, and Discord. Alright, and because I'm now paranoid, let's make sure I have Discord. Good, I have volume. So, hello everyone, this is Chris Ingerson, and it is, I don't know why I keep thinking February, May 31st. And this is the May 31st TextQuest Devstream. So, been away for about a week because of some nice fun crunch at work. So I apologize for that. Hopefully that won't happen again anytime soon. And during that time, it's basically just been me at work. So I've gotten a little bit more progress done on the combat system, but not as much as I would have liked within a week. But what are you going to do? You can't really predict crunch, especially when it's dropped on you pretty quickly. So, all right, I'll go ahead and give you a rundown of where we are. And while I'm doing that, I will talk about what we're going to do today. So today we are going to be resuming our work on our new combat system. In particular, we're going to be focusing on polishing up some rough edges. Things like presenting a clear timer to show you how much time you have to type in an input. Because right now there's no real way of knowing. I actually went back and played through some more Typing of the Dead, and I took note of how they were conveying a lot of their incoming hazards. They don't really have this concept of timed choices, because in Typing of the Dead it's literally just type what's on screen to kill it, and if you don't kill it, it'll just sit there on screen until it kills you. And that's not really something I can use, so I'm not using a carbon copy of Typing of the Dead because I can't really use that system. I need to come up with something a little bit more flexible, something that will, at the very least, work with turn-based combat. Well, not turn-based, but this type of combat instead of just what would you call that? I guess it's just a railgun shooter or rail shooter. So anyway, so we can go into combat. We have our standard stuff here. We can go left to right. Now you'll notice that we have some extra indicators. If I hit backspace, it gets rid of all of the entire indicator it gets rid of all of the letters that I've typed. Oh, that's funny. Oh, right. I guess that makes sense. We wouldn't have set it up to call that yet. So if I start typing, left, and then I hit backspace, it gets rid of all three letters instead of one letter at a time. That makes perfect sense, because why would you ever want to start backspacing if you don't want to backspace all of it? So we're going to go ahead and actually go through. We're going to go left here. This is an attack, dodge, stop. So there are a couple of things about this that I want to get rid of, actually. I'm not sold on the whole rising pitch thing as a solution, because one, solely using pitch means that it requires that people be able to recognize that pitch is increasing, which means that deaf people wouldn't be able to play it, for example. They wouldn't know what the combo is. And even if you aren't deaf, just hearing the pitch shift isn't necessarily enough to let you know exactly how much you need to type for a combo. So I'm a little unsure of how I want to handle that. I have some ideas, and I'm not really sure what the best method is, so I'm still kind of laying that out, because I don't want to just do a pitch shift, because as you can tell, the pitch shift is really awkward right now. It's basically doing an automated pitch shift from a standard pitch of 1 to a pitch of about 2, I believe, as it rises, and it just sort of subdivides based on how much the combo is. But the problem is that in certain circumstances, you can hear that it gives me a flat note, which is bad. Flat notes are not associated with good things, and you're building a combo which is good, so you don't want to have a flat note because that's bad. It's a weird, I mean, it's not weird, it's because of how we hear notes and what we associate with flats. Flats are not good. Anyway, so talk real quick about some of the other things that I've added. You'll see that we now have actual indicators that pop up and zoom in, although actually it kind of looks awkward when they're sitting there. So they fade in. They're initially at a set buffer distance, and then they just kind of position themselves. It's a very subtle distance right now. I think it's only about 20, but the idea there is that it's much more visually obvious which choice is the one you're currently typing. I've also changed it so I really should just make this clip super long. I've also changed it so that the highlighted letters. I'm gonna go ahead and pause so I can look at this. The highlighted letters are no longer your favorite color. Instead, they are just white. So letters that you have typed will be in white. Letters that you have not typed will be in gray. Your favorite color is still used to indicate what your active selection is, and of course you have the indicators outside of that that are your favorite color as well. I am considering changing it so that maybe the indicators are your favorite color and the highlight is a set color, similar to how all text that's typed now is white instead of your favorite color. And that was largely just because, good God, if your favorite color is red, then this whole thing would basically be L and E would be red, and the only part of this that's not red would be the background and FT. And of course, the other reason that I chose to make the default color fill white is that it lets me mistype things and have it make sense. So now if I mistype, it flashes red. That makes sense. Even though red might be your favorite color, it is still flashing that color, and I think that will be a little bit easier for people to understand that they've typed something wrong. Now, there are other things I need to do to really help polish up this particular part of combat. For example, I need the label to shake whenever you mistype a word. That way it's very obvious that you've mistyped a word. Obviously, you get the sound effect, the mistype sound effect. But it's nice to have a visual as well. And one of the other things I would like to do is this. Oh, and I missed it. Okay, let's retry that attack. Is this, which doesn't work right now, but currently, if I type an accurate key, I get no audio feedback. I get auditory feedback if I type a wrong key, but I don't get auditory feedback if I type a right key. And that means that I need to have some sort of confirmation soft, just something that lets you know that you have typed a letter and it is correct. Obviously, the visuals are nice, but it's also good to have an auditory cue. So we're going to be working on basically a bunch of these things tonight. And one of the other things that I would like to do, and this is going to be the first thing on my list actually, because I think this is the most jarring right now, is, like I was saying earlier, we have no way of knowing how long this typing will last. I don't know how long I have to type left or right. So I need to be able to show a timer. And I was thinking through how to do that. I don't want to have like a countdown timer. I don't want to, have a clock ticking somewhere, because obviously that's just way more confusing than it needs to be. So, although it would be pretty funny if I put it in the middle, because then it would be like fighting game style. But I think what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to add a white line to the bottom hint section here, and I'm going to just make it fill in with a color, probably your favorite color. Man, that might be it. That's probably fine. So yeah, probably your favorite color to let you know how much time you have. So it'll be gray to start, and then it'll just slowly fill up until it reaches the end on the right. And once it reaches the end on the right, that's obviously how much time you have left. So the idea is that you want to finish before this bar fills down here. Now, well, let's just go ahead and start with that. I'm not going to get too much into the other details yet. So let's go ahead and, so this is going to be, do I want to do a total combat view refit right now? Yeah, I'm comfortable with that. Okay. So, we are going to go ahead and let's go to our, I guess for now we'll go to combat view. Have an editor for that? Okay, yeah, sure. All right, so we're going to go up to here. And let's see. And actually, you know what? Before I do anything else, I should probably just go ahead and open this up. All right. So you can see that our default input section actually has a bar over it already. This is to make it visually consistent with the other input fields that I have in the game. I have, for all input fields in the game, there is a divide bar that goes across the entire width of the screen. Then we have the caret, and then our hint text. So I would like to keep this bar up top, basically, but use it for determining how long you have to type. So let's go to hint info. I'm going to pull that up. We are going to, for now, get rid of, not input positions. I guess it's going to be under combat Okay, wow, really? Hmm. Player info? Nope. It's input. Of course it is. Duh. Okay. So we're going to go to hint info, not hint info label. Although I did select hint info label, so now we got about a minute before our TextMesh Pro releases everything and lets me go back. So. Okay. Well, TextMesh Pro, I was expecting you to be done by then. I will take another drink then. Because it is crazy hot in my house. I also apologize, by the way, if... What the heck? Oh, that makes sense. Just noticed that my avatar was getting the top of his head cut off. I think this is the first stream I've had since the Windows update. And now everything's out of whack. Thanks, Windows! So that's great. Now I have an awkward-sized window going on there. Ugh. Why do I bother? Sometimes, man. Sometimes. Hold on. A little bit more. There we go. That's good. Okay. So let's go ahead and add a slider here. UI slider. Do we have a progress bar? I never remember. No, we don't. Okay. So we are going to go ahead and parent this to the very top. 0. We're going to make this a position of 0. Height is fine as is. Background, let's go ahead and select that. That's going to be solid. Okay. And we don't need a handle. We don't need that. It is not going to be interactable. It's not going to have any sort of navigation. Okay. Let's go ahead and go to our fill area. Fill, we are going to change you to our solid as well. Good, 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 good. Make you red by default. Let's go. Now we're going to start doing the fun stuff, which is making all of our actual slide. You know what? I feel like I should just make a freaking context command for this, because I hate having to remake the slider every single time I do it. It's because of stupid stuff like this. How you have to manually scale these things and get them to behave the way you want. Okay, fill area. I think we don't care about width. We want you to be a left of 0 and a right of 0. Okay. So now, if I fill all the way up, that's good. And if I fill all the way down, it's not good. It still has some amount of space. Why is that? Something is off. Let's see. Nothing being scaled. I thought this was because a parent is... Because like if I set this to 0, it's just going to go back to 10, I think. Ooh, interesting. I got a send message call. Thanks, Unity. I'm guessing that's their own slider. Oh, interesting. Seems fine. Oh my god, is it really doing that? Yeah, it is definitely sending that stuff. Go figure. Alright. Well, either way, that is our slider. Let's go ahead and set this up to be called time bar? I don't really know what else to call that. And it's going to be a normalized value between 0 and 1, obviously. Everything looks good there. I'm going to actually focus up on this, make sure that everything actually is good UI-wise. So yeah, 0, it's there, and at 1, it's there. Good. Okay, cool. And I think we're good. All right. So we're going to need to update this. Oh, right. And let's also make its height 10. Yeah, that looks better. Okay. So we're going to need this to slowly fill so that people are aware of how much time they have. Let's go ahead and close that. Open up our combat view. Where are you? There you are. All right. So we're going to want... probably here, I guess. Oof. slider. Interesting. Am I not? I am not using UnityEngine.ui for this. Using UnityEngine.ui. That's impressive. Slider. So this is going to be time bar. Let's go ahead and tooltip this. Tooltip. Slider used to show how long the player has to type action. Okay. What is going on here? I was going to say, why is it highlighting like a URL? That's super weird. Okay. So let's see. That's not exactly ideal. Okay. Let's go ahead and rename this to show duration and a yawn apparently, followed by float duration. Okay. Now, what that's going to do is we're going to need to have a coroutine that will... Oh, dear God. That's not okay. Nope. Nope. It's going to be a separate function. This has to be a separate function because otherwise it becomes very cumbersome to do this, and there's going to be sequences where I want to show the hint and have it be all the way up before I actually start the timer. Because I'll probably start the show hint fade in while we're making those camera moves between each section of combat, and then I don't want the timer to start until the attack actually does. So let's go ahead and add a public void start timer. Or how about start time bar? Float duration. Okay. Then we're going to need a coroutine. Show declaration, move view area, private enumerator, and this is going to be time bar coroutine with a capital T because I'm not a savage. Okay. And then we're going to say float T is equal to 0f while T is less than 1f. Yield return null. Then T plus equals time dot delta time. We need a duration here, don't we? Float duration divided by duration. And we're just going to say time bar dot value. Actually, we can go ahead and say normalized value. Normalized value is equal to T. Okay. Now at the very end here, we'll say time bar dot normalized value is equal to 1f. Okay. And I guess that's all it really needs to do, isn't it? Let's go ahead and have it be set to 0 to start. We're going to go to show hint. Okay, on show hint, we will call time bar dot value equal to 0f. Cool. Make sure that that gets reset. And let's see, hide hint. I don't think we need to do it on hide actually. So let's go to start time bar. I suppose we should cache this just like we do with the other ones. So let's see, options move private coroutine, and I guess this will be time bar coroutine. Let's see. If time bar coroutine does not equal null, we'll say stop coroutine, time bar coroutine, okay. We'll call start coroutine, time bar coroutine, based on duration, and then we will of course have to say time bar coroutine is equal to that. Alright. So with that, we should have everything functioning the way we would expect, which means that now I can go to, let's see, attack section behavior. And on behavior play, am I doing any? I guess I'm not. I wonder if I could, it would make sense to cache it. So let's go ahead and just say, protected combat view, cached combat, cached combat view. Okay, let's go down to on behavior play, and here I'm just going to say if cached combat view is equal to null, cached combat view is equal to UI.get combat view. Okay, and then after that we'll say cached combat view dot, let's see, oh right, time bar, start time bar, and this is going to be our playable dot duration. Oh shoot, that complicates things now, doesn't it? So I can't just have it be the duration of an attack section behavior, because one, every attack section behavior would call it, and therefore they would just kind of like stomp on each other. So I can't actually do that here. So we gotta go to here. Get rid of you. Instead, it would be ideal if I could either, let's see, attack section mixer. I don't think I can get it. It's a playable behavior, so not really the best. Oh, by the way, coding. Need to be sure that I'm explicit about that. I think it'll be actually easier just to have a separate clip for this, but it's a little disappointing. I was hoping I could just roll it in there, but yeah, it's definitely going to be necessary to have a separate clip, because that way I can have fine control over it. Let's go ahead. Once it compiles, I suppose. Don't want to rush these things, after all. It's very important that you give your compiler time to breathe. Otherwise, your code will just come out all sloppy. Okay, let's see. Let's go to timeline. Timeline. Here we are. Let's go ahead and close you. We want to go to our menu. Okay, so we're going to say create folder, and we're going to call this start time bar. Create playables, playable behavior, call start time bar behavior. Yep, that's good. Let's go ahead and open that up. Okay, get rid of you. I don't think we're going to need on graph start and on graph stop. We really only care about the actual behavior plane. Oops. That. Before we do anything else, let's go ahead and come back here. Create playables, playable asset. Okay, are you going to work with me, Unity, or are you going to sit there and compile all day? Ah, the latter, I suppose. All right, so we're going to go ahead and say start time bar clip. Let's go ahead and save that. Come back here, open you up. Cool. And we're going to go to, let's see, on behavior play, we don't care about prepare frame or behavior pause, so we can just get rid of you. And let's go up to here. Cool. So, man, I don't even really need anything from this, do I? It's literally just an empty clip. So if application.isPlain, then we'll just straight up call, I guess I could cache this actually. Let's go ahead and say private. Oh, you know what, I should probably make this textquest.combat. We'll call this combat view, cache combat view. Let's go ahead and go up here, say using sleepyowl.common. And we're just going to say if cached combat view is equal to null. Ugh. I can't type. Jeez. Cached combat view is equal to UI.get combat view. Okay, that'll retrieve our combat view, cache it, so that we don't have to constantly retrieve it. And then down here, we're just going to say cached combat view dot start time bar, and then we'll give this a playable dot get duration, and then we're going to cast that to a float because it's double by default. Okay, so as far as the actual clip goes, I don't really need anything in here. It's largely just the creation of the asset. So let's go ahead and do what we normally do here and say script playable. That. I also need to make sure this is in the right namespace. So textquest.combat. We'll call this playable is equal to script playable. Script playable. Paste that in there. I hate that it does that. Dot create and give it the graph. Cool. And after that, we're going to say u behavior is equal to playable. Behavior. I don't even think I need that actually. I can just straight up do this, and then I can just return playable. Okay. That's the perk of having a very, very simple class that does a very, very simple thing. There's no real parameters to come in or to set up there. It's literally just opening up this combat view and saying start the time bar. So let's go ahead, let that compile. Then we will assign everything. Oh, right. Different line endings, because of course it does. Let's open that up again. Click that. Open you up again. I hate the whole line ending thing. It drives me insane. Ugh. I don't know why Unity does it. It used to be a lot easier to fix those things, but now you have to like close the script, then reopen it, but not by searching for it, because I don't know why. Yeah, it's frustrating. And it's just because it throws warnings. It's frustrating. Anyway, let's go ahead and go to our timelines. We'll test this out with our phase 1 initial timeline. Let's go to our timeline up here. Under our attacks, we have our combat manager. I'm going to go ahead and add one more playable track. We will call this our time bar script. Right click, add a clip. Let's see. Start time bar clip. We want that to start as soon as the clip goes and last for as long as our attacks do. Nothing really to do there besides just set that. So cool. Let's go ahead and turn off our preview. That's all we needed for that. Let's hit save. And now we should be able to... do I need to... I probably do need to, of course, apply changes here. So let's go ahead and turn off our hint info, I believe, and then turn on our input. I'm like 90% sure that's what I did. So let's go ahead and turn off our root, hit apply on these. Cool, and then we'll turn you off. All right, so let's see what this does. Oh man, Windows, the new Windows update like blew away Chrome's skinning, so now it's all like the default Windows icons, and it just makes my, excuse me, apparently it makes me sneeze. It just makes my chat look ugly now, because I have that massive black bar at the top. Ah, Windows, why do you suck? Oh, there's an old reference. Did I forget to assign that? I forgot to assign that, didn't I? Yep. Okay, well, let's fix that. Oh, piece of... Custom inspectors. Time bar. let's try that again. Okay. So now we should have a functioning time bar. At least I hope we do. So let's go ahead and go to battle. Go away. Fade. Oh, okay. So nope. It was not off. It was just hidden. I guess that makes sense. Info. Turn you on. Apply here. Save one more time. Fourth time's the charm. Or I guess actually that might be third time. I don't know. I lost count. Giving up hope. Oh, piece of crap. Ah, no. Oh, no. The bar is visible at the bottom of it. Of course it is. Well, let's go ahead and try that. All right. So that works. Cool. And then we start doing this. So you'll notice that timeline is not working. There is no error. If we go to our console, you will not see a single error. This is something very frustrating that I have noticed with timeline. And I think it has to do with me changing scripts, timeline scripts in particular, after it's been evaluated and compiled. I don't know why, but I do know that now all of our timelines are basically going to be unreliable. I would not know if they will continue or break. So to get around that, I have to close Unity and reopen it. That is the workflow for this. That is the only way I know how to consistently fix the problem. That does not give me a lot of hope. I'm legitimately terrified that that means that I can't reliably use timelines in the build. But I think that this is specifically an issue because of me editing scripts while timeline is open. Actually, it probably would be good for me to test this by not really quitting Unity, but closing timeline and then reopening the tab, see if that works. But it's weird. I don't know why it happens, but I do know that once it starts happening, it basically makes timeline not behave. Like things typically work through their first time, but then after that, it's just like, nope, don't care. It just refuses to work sometimes. Okay. So let's go ahead and grab our timeline again. Oh dear. I'm not looking forward to having to do this every time. That's what last night was like for me. It was not very fun. Ah. Hate it when you sneeze and it like makes your nose runny. Hold on. All right. Sorry about that. I figured that no one would want to hear me blowing my nose. Okay. So, now that that's actually finished compiling, let's go ahead and let's select our timelines. Phase 1. Go over, sorry. Initial timeline. So now we're going to need this time bar script to go beside every section of attack clips. Let's go ahead and go down to phase 2, left. We will add a new playable track. Call this time bar. Clip. Start time bar clip. We need this to go again to the very end. That's all we need from it. Cool. Now, before we do anything else, actually, let's go to phase 1. Did I put that under attacks? I did. It probably should actually go under UI. And we'll show the hint. And this is why I made it a separate script, because I can't just put it as part of the hint clip, because I don't necessarily know. Most of the time, the hint's going to have like a couple of extra buffer time in front of it. A couple of extra buffer time, a couple of extra seconds in front of it so that it can fade in and get into position. That way I don't just start the timer as soon as the hint starts, because it's going to be off screen for a little bit, and that would be kind of unfair. So I need it to be a separate thing from that, and as I said before, I can't really have it be part of the attack script because could be multiple attack scripts. So, all right. That's all we need from that. Let's go ahead and go to the left here. We're going to go down to move this down. This. I'm going to go ahead and give us some more room to look at this. Let's add a new track group. We'll call this UI. And this is something else that we need to work on, which now that we have the time bar working, we'll probably fix. I need to actually make it so that my hints do actually go away. Well, I need to change how my hints work, essentially. So let's go ahead and add a new playable track. We'll call this show hint. Oh, and actually, now that I think about it, I have this doing the attack right away, don't I? That's hardly ideal. Well, let's go ahead and add clip. Show combat hint clip. We'll move this all the way up. I'm going to give myself a buffer time of 1 second, I think. That's fair. Let's go ahead and move this to there. We'll have you go all the way up to here. Okay. Let's go ahead and make sure that you fit. Make our cameras all work. Cool. So now that's working. We are probably going to need you to be 1 frame shy. Are you going to do that? No, you are not. So we need to make you all 540. And that's because of the annoyance with how we set everything. Okay, so that's that. And let's go ahead and set what our hint is going to be. Oh, and actually, let me double check. I'm pretty sure that I hide after each time. Like 90% sure. Yeah, hide after and hide duration. That's all fine. Let's go ahead and make... Let's make our hide duration 1 there so that I have more time. Let's go back to here. We're going to go to our show hint, which would go above time bar. We will make this hide after. It'll have a hide duration of 1. And our hint is going to be pretty much the same, I guess. Geez. But now I need to actually accommodate for both attack or offensive and defensive attacks. So what should the hint be there? The previous hint was type your selection, I believe. Type your selection, yeah. So I don't want to necessarily just say type your selection because, well, that would be a bit redundant. I mean, we just did that. But also I need to make sure that the player understands that they have an attack coming at them. So they need to be able to defend against that. What to do about that? What to do? I suppose we could just make it type your selection for now. Well, it's not a selection, though. It's literally just... what is it like? Type all words. I guess that's what I would want. And here's where it gets especially tricky. Some areas... Well, no, I can't do that. So let's go ahead and give this a playthrough, see what the transition looks like. Oh, dang it. That bar is going to be there forever, and it's going to bug me. Excuse me. I don't know why I'm yawning so much. Okay, let's go to battle. Type your selection. We get a bar showing how much time we have. We go left. Did that finish before I finished? And it also should have failed, actually, because I didn't finish the last word. But it didn't. It just progressed. That's not good. Okay. Let's change a few things. So first up, let's change the layout here. Turn you on. Okay, let's go to our hint info. And hello, Sky. Welcome back. How you doing today? Or I guess tonight. Or I guess this morning, actually, technically. So the problem here is that our hint info is not moving far enough off screen, so I think I can go down to, let's see, hint, unless I'm doing something stupid. I bet I'm automatically detecting the size of it, aren't I? I bet I am. Let's see. So we want to have, oh no, it's rect transforms. Never mind, I lied. Hint shown, hint hidden. All right, so we need this to be actually a position of -60, I believe, because our actual input is technically 60. Okay, that should fix that issue. But then we also need to make sure that we call stop when we complete an action and have it fade out. That way we can properly have it reset. So let's go ahead and turn this off, hit apply, turn this off, hit save. I'm doing okay. Just got my exam done. Have an oral exam next week, then I'm done with school. Nice. Well, you know what? I'll hold off on congratulations because you don't want to be premature. You gotta always be on your toes near the end there. So, but I will say good luck. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back to our combat view script, and we are going to want to add a function for public void stop time bar. We don't need a float duration there. Okay, so move coroutine. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and say if time bar coroutine does not equal null. We're gonna say stop coroutine time bar coroutine. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and say time bar timeout. Do I want it to fade out? Or, well, let's go ahead and say time bar. School is easy. You say that, but if you get cocky, it'll bite you. So we're going to say time bar dot, I think it's, okay, fill. Oh, it's just direct transform. Right. So, perhaps that's not necessary. So I just need to stop the coroutine if it's running. And then let's go ahead and go down to our do I want it to be the combat? No, it should be the mixer, shouldn't it? Yeah, it probably should. Okay. So for this, I'm going to want to say private combat view, cache combat view, then on graph start, we're just going to say if cached combat view is equal to null, then we'll say cached combat view is equal to ui.get, and that didn't work because I don't have using sleepyowl.comment up here. Okay, so I'm going to say ui.get combat view. Cool. And all we're going to do is on graph stop, we will simply call combat view cached combat view dot stop time bar. Okay, pretty easy. That should. Oh, crap. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and change this. We're going to also get rid of you, and we're also going to get rid of you. There's no reason for me to have added references to combat view if I don't need it. Let's go ahead and go back to our timeline scripts. Go to our behavior here. We're just going to say override on graph start if application dot is player. Sorry, is playing. Oh, not going to do that. We are going to. You know what? I guess I don't really care about that. I can move that into here. Might as well do that in on graph start. Get rid of you, and then let's go ahead and go override on graph stop. If application dot is playing. Go ahead, come down here. Dang it! I hate it when I do Control C instead of Control V. So cached combat view dot stop time bar. Cool. So pretty straightforward. Now on the graph stop, it will tell the time bar to stop, and that's important because it means that once we basically finish up our attack, it will automatically stop progressing. You'll notice that in the previous scene, when we were going through it, the bar continued to increase while the transition was happening, and that's kind of weird. So I'm actually curious if I do something similar for the hint stuff. Let's go ahead and come down here, let that compile, show hint behavior. I just do it on pause. That's probably fine. Excuse me. I don't know why I'm yawning so much. Okay. So if we play through, we should be able to see the initial time lapse. We should be able to see it fill up. And then when we complete our attack, it should freeze as it gets sent off screen. And then when it gets pulled back on screen, it should be back at 0. So let's go ahead and say battle. Okay, so we're going to go left. That is not great. Let me think. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Ugh, man, I'm sorry for all the yawning. So the next timeline starts instantly, which means that I have no time to actually hide the UI for the hint. And that means that instead of hiding it, I need to actually just do a function that updates it. And all that will do is quickly fade the text out and then fade it back in within a set amount of time. I also just realized that all of my typing is still happening in the input field at the bottom. That's pretty funny. I'm actually assuming that's because it's. Let's go to view container. Combat view, I'm assuming, is a text quest view. It is. That's why. So if I go to my combat view here, let's go to debug. I should have an option that's like force input focus, and I guess I kind of want that actually. Ugh, but I don't. That's frustrating. Well, either way, let's go ahead and. Oh, and I think that also might have stopped it. Oh dear, maybe pausing timelines just breaks it. Well, that would suck. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back to our left here, and you know what, actually, stop. We're going to go to our combat view again. Time bar, hide hint, show hint. We are going to update hint, so I'm going to go ahead and say public void update hint, not hide, hint, string content, float, duration. Actually, no, let's go ahead and say duration is equal to, whatever, it's fine. Go ahead and go down here. And we're going to say, how do I want to do this? I suppose also actually on start time bar, never mind, that coroutine handles it for us. We don't care about show hint, really. We'll do that anyway, just to be sure. All right, so for update hint, we're going to want to go ahead and say, do I want to say time bar dot value is equal to 0? Time bar dot value is equal to 0f, that's fine. Okay, so we need to have a coroutine here. And all we're going to do is come down to excuse me, private enumerator, and this is going to be, what do I want to call this? I guess update hint coroutine with a capital C. I'm civilized, I swear. All right, so update hint coroutine. That is going to take a string content and a float duration. Okay. Here is where it gets very frustrating. I basically need to fade the text out and then have it show up again. Let's see. Before, I guess I was just straight up turning it on and off, basically. Let's see, hide options, show options, check input. Where are you? Here we are. Show hint. Yeah, we were just hiding it off screen until we needed it. But now it can't go off screen. So instead, we are going to need to change it here. And that's going to be by, I guess I don't really have a good alpha here, so I'm just going to have to do this. Float start alpha, that would probably be fine. Float start alpha is equal to hint label. Really? Really, really, really? I don't believe you. Info label. Info label dot alpha. Okay. And then all we're going to do is we're just going to say float t is equal to 0f while t is less than 1f. Oh, crap. No, it's fine. And would it ever be a problem? No, it should be fine. Okay. So we're just going to say info label dot alpha is equal to mathf dot lerp based on start alpha to 0 based on t. T plus equals time dot delta time, and that's going to be divided by duration, followed by yield, return null. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and say info label dot alpha is equal to 0f. Then we're going to do another t is equal to 0f, and we do another while loop, and we simply say it lerps from 0f to start alpha. Okay, everything else is good there. And while everything is invisible, we are going to go ahead and say info label dot text is equal to content. Okay, everything's good. Then at the end, we're going to say info label dot alpha is equal to start alpha. Okay, and now we go up here. We're just going to need to say start coroutine, not combat. Start coroutine. Update coroutine. Content. And fade duration. Okay. So let's go ahead and go to Doesn't exist. Okay. And let's go ahead, let that compile. Let's find our show hint script. I was too late to click on it. Now we gotta wait. One day we will get there, but that day is not today. All right. So I'm going to want this to be. I guess I would say. Oof, let me think. I guess I'd do it here. So public bool update hint is equal to false. Okay, let's go ahead and open up our clip. Did I put that above hint? No, I put it below it. Okay. So serialized field, private bool update hint is equal to false. Tooltip if true will update the existing hint instead of moving a new one from off screen. Okay, and I'm also going to go ahead and try using Sleepy Owl common some quick attributes to make my life a little bit easier here. Hide after is only going to be visible, so we'll check update hint true, and the same thing is going to happen here. So we'll check hide after, and then true. So those two attributes should basically hide those fields if certain things aren't matching their expected values. Let's go up to here. We're going to say behavior dot update hint is equal to update hint. Okay, then we're going to come down here, and this is where we're going to say a couple of things. First up, we're going to go ahead and cache the combat view actually. So we're going to say private combat view cached combat view. Go ahead and say if you know what, override on graph start if application dot is plain. Oh my god, I sneeze once and my sinuses just unload on me. What the heck? So we're going to say if cached combat view is equal to null, cached combat view is equal to UI.get combat view. Okay, then all we're going to do here is simply say cached combat view dot that, but that's only going to be true if update hint is not what we're doing. Else, up here, I'm going to say cached combat view dot update hint, and then show duration. Okay, and then on behavior pause, we'll go ahead and do the cached combat view, and that is all we should care about. So that's good. Okay, I think that's all we need. We can go ahead and let that compile. Once that is done, I'll show you what those two attributes did. They're a set of attributes that I developed to basically make some semblance of custom editor scripting without having to make a custom editor. So if I select initial timeline, we go look at our timeline, and we go to hint. Let's go ahead and make sure we name everything. If we select this, so now hide duration is Why is that there? Oh, that's why. So you can see here that hide after is true, and that means that hide duration is going to be visible. If I turn hide after to be false, then it'll make it go away. Same with all this stuff. Um, but we do want this one. Actually, no, we want this one to not hide after, and we don't want it to update hint. We just want it to be a standard show hint. We will hide it. So we'll show it on the first one, and then we will hide it on the last one. And then everything between there is just going to be typing in hints, basically, or updating the hint. So now let's go to the phase 2 left. Let's go to our show combat hint. We're going to change this to update hint only. We are going to get rid of hide after. Oh, right, I did that backwards, actually. So hide after should be only shown if this is false. Let that compile. So show duration, that's fine at 1. That means that it's going to take 1 second for it to fade out. And we'll have 1 second for it to fade back in. Perfectly acceptable. And now, if we play this, our first hint should come in from off screen, and then our second hint should simply fade that one out, and then fade a new one in. I'm a little worried that it actually might be too tight of a knot, but we'll see. Okay, so we're going to go to battle. We have our time bar. Let's go left. Okay, there we go. Nice. And there you go. We don't have it updating on the third one because we don't have that done yet. But we do have this working pretty well. So I like the bar filling up. I think that's a pretty concise way of showing this, or of showing how much time you have. I don't like how it goes away right now. Like, it doesn't really reset. I mean, it does reset, but it doesn't do it in an aesthetically pleasing way. It just, like, hard cuts to 0. It would probably be good to either lerp it or ideally have it fade out before another one starts. But that's not an easy thing to do because I have no way of guaranteeing how long I have between fade-ins. Not the best. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to our phase 3. Actually, no, let's go ahead and just do this for all of them so far. We'll add a track group. This is going to be our UI. Playable track group. This will be hint. Add another playable track group. This is going to be our capital T time bar. Add clip. Start time bar. Clip. Add clip. Show combat hint clip. We are going to need to basically set this up. Oh, hold on. Hold everything. We're going to want to extend this by about 60 seconds. So let's make this instead of 420, 480. Okay. And we'll drag all of this, all of you. And this is going to go to about here. Okay. Do I need... Maybe I didn't need to actually extend that. No, I totally did. It just needs to go down to 450, I think. It's 449, yeah. That's good. Do that. Let's go ahead and do that. And how about you? Cool. Then our time bar clip, which is going to be only about here. Oh, did I? No, that's good actually. So 60 frames is about 1 second. That's fine. Okay, so we're going to show hint. It is going to be an update hint. But I actually do want to hide it after, so I guess actually hide after should be never hidden, I guess. Okay, we want it to be a high duration of 1 again. Our hint will just be... Oh, crap. Okay. Well, I was gonna make our hint be like type X attacks or X number of attacks to build your combo. but I don't know a good way to retrieve that. I mean, I could have the hint clip retrieve what the enemy's combo counter is and show that to you, but it would be weird for it to be the thing to manage that. I really would. Oh my god, what the heck? Someone is like making me sleepy somehow. It's voodoo, I tell ya. Um, so let's see, how could I handle that? Basically, my concern is that I don't want to make the hint clip be the thing that handles formatting the hint for information based on the enemy. I would prefer that something simply just tell the hint clip that this is what it should be. But that doesn't really make sense. I could actually make a script derived from that. So a derived script from hint that will be able to format things. Because not all hints need to be formatted, so it doesn't really make sense to have that support for all of them. I think it makes more sense to have a subclass that could retrieve that information. But also the phrase like type 5 words to build a combo is not exactly weird. That might confuse people to make them think like they only have to type 5. Not necessarily that typing 5 is the minimum. So what to do about that? I guess I can simply say type as many words as possible. Or how about, actually, you know what? No. How about just type words to build your combo? Combo! Exclamation point. Okay. We're not going to update. No, I do want to update it. And we want it to hide after. So time bar clip. Don't need to do anything extra there. Okay, that is. Oh wait, no, this is not. Sorry, I don't know why I was thinking that this is the multi attack at the end. I did that wrong. So this is actually. We're not going to hide after. It is going to just update. And I guess this is going to be the same, which I don't remember what I typed before, because go figure. Type all words. There we go. Type all words. Type all words. Type all words. Type all words. Words. Actually, that... I just realized part of the fun of having hints be something I can specify here is I could actually have them be weird for certain fights. Like, if I had a snake man, I don't have a snake man, but you know I could make all of the S's be very pronounced like that. That would actually be pretty funny. Okay, so that's the right one. Let's go ahead and go to our track group for the hazard version of this. Add a playable track, add 2 playable tracks, in fact. Let's go ahead and call this hint. Call this one time bar. Clip, time bar, clip. Boop. Perfect. Add clip. And oh shit. I don't actually need a time bar for this one. It's literally just type them in sequence. Ah, that makes it awkward, because then some things have a time bar and other things don't. Jeez. What do I do about that? I think it's fine. It's just awkward. Alright, well, let's go ahead and add clip. Show combat hint. It's going to go all the way to the end. Okay. We're going to make our hint there be... Stop it. What are you doing? Oh, right. Sorry, I thought the plus was a expander for a minute there. Show combat hint. Okay, the hint is just going to be dodge. Actually, that works really well because it's literally telling you what to type. It's going to be an update hint. We are not going to hide after. That's fine. Let's go back here. I did set that to not hide after, right? Yep. Okay. Transitions we do not care about, although we do need to look at the transitions because I don't think that they're functioning the way I would expect them to. And that obviously makes me very sad. So let's go back to final timeline. Characters. Let's see. This is going to be our troll. Let's go ahead. It's important that I name things because otherwise I won't know what's going on. Multi-attacked object area. Why would I do that? Whatever. Probably just so the labels face you. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and make a new track group. Call it UI. Add playable track. Add another one. Make this hint. Make this one called time bar. Add clip. Time bar clip. Have that go the duration of that. Add clip. And this is going to be our show combat hint clip. We'll have that go the entire duration. And this one is going to be an update hint, and it's going to hide after. 2 is fine. This is just going to be type words to build your combo. Okay. And start time bar clip. We don't need to do anything extra there. Cool. What else would I want to do? While I'm in here, you know, might as well make a bunch of edits. Well, I guess it's fine for now. I had something that I wanted to do, but apparently I'm like exhausted more than I thought I was. My brain's really scattershot right now. I did admittedly get back a little bit later than I was expecting today, so normally I try to get a nap in before I do a Devstream so that I can, you know, have my normal high level of energy, my normal slightly more energetic than a two-toed sloth level of energy. Terrible jokes. All right, let's go left. What the fuck? What just happened? Did I tell it to accidentally clear? No, I didn't. And why are you doing it? Why would you hide it? Update hint doesn't make it hide, right? Like I didn't do something that stupid. No, it's just interesting. Okay. Harumph. So left didn't work. That's very strange. I see. Am I not assigning hide after? Let's go to clip. Nope, totally am. Okay, then. I don't know. Maybe it was a fluke. I totally wouldn't I don't discount it anymore. That's what's really concerning about the timeline asset is that it sometimes just does stuff without any seeming explanation. And that makes it very troubling. Now, they might just be editor-specific problems, but that still doesn't leave me with a lot of confidence. Left. What the fuck? What is going on? Oh, I know what it is. It's because it's calling pause. Jeez, why do you do this to me? Okay. So I need to just do this. Private bool is plain. False. So plain is equal to true. And is plain. Plain is equal to false. I hate that I have to do that. I don't have any idea why they would call pause before they call play. I just sometimes Unity is confusing and it doesn't make sense. That's the moral of the story. Okay. Turn that off. Save the game real quick. Let's try that again. And actually, this time we'll take the right path. By which I mean the path to the right, not the correct path, because there is no correct path. Although I guess the right path is probably the better one, just because it gives you a crit. And that's another thing, by the way, that I wanted to do. I need to have a visual indicator of how much damage you're going to do. I was originally going to have a combo meter actually at the bottom right, but it might be better to have just the letters get highlighted as you do damage. That would actually be super cool. Or at the very least, that would be better because I don't have to have an extra UI element on the screen saying like +1. Although I probably will have something that lets you know that it's a crit. Okay, so let's go to battle. We're going to go RIGHT. Okay. There's our combo. So I should get 2 damage from that. And you have got to be kidding me. Why did you not go away? Oh, don't tell me. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to do this, I guess. Override on graph stop. And I'm basically just going to do this. Why? Life can be suffering sometimes. Ugh, excuse me. So that means that probably none of the ones before it were actually getting called. Because of course they weren't. Go ahead and hit play. Okay. So we're going to take the right side again. Make sure that everything still looks nice. Actually, no, we'll take the left because it messed up the first time. So now we should confirm that it actually still works. So type our selection. We're going to go left. Type all of the words. This is an attack. Dodge. Okay. So yeah, like the flat notes really throw me off there. Son of... It's... Unity. Timeline. Why are you doing this to me? Alright, let's throw in a debug here. Okay, I was going to say, did I never set is plain to true? But I did. So let's go ahead and say debug.log, and we're going to just log out test. I'm going to make sure that it's, we'll do test 1, that it's actually logging it and happening. And hello, Dusty Dan. Welcome back. How are you doing tonight? We're going to make that test 2. Okay. So now I want to confirm that at least one of those things is happening. And if at least one of those things is not happening, I'm going to be very sad. But I can guarantee that I know the way to fix it. It's just going to be turning Unity, or closing Unity and reopening it. Doing okay yourself? I am doing all right. We finally finished up the crunch stuff at work. So I'm still a little wiped out actually. Apparently I'm more tired than I thought. I think it's just because I actually stayed up a little too late doing laundry last night. But I'm just excited to be done with crunch. Because it means that I can actually, continue working on my game. Instead of just coming home late at night and being like, and I just want to sleep. Okay, so let's go ahead and hit play again. And now we're going to figure out if we actually get those logs out. It'll actually say, yes, we have got test 1 or test 2. Preferably it'll all be test 1s, but who knows. Alright. Yeah, crunch does suck. I don't mind doing it occasionally. And to be fair, it's been a while since we've had to crunch. So it's not like this is a regular occurrence. This is, I think, the first time. I mean, it's definitely the first time this year. Um, and we're about 5 months in. Well, almost 6 months in actually. Um, but it just, yeah, it sucks whenever it happens because it just eats up your evening, and then you have basically no energy after work. Okay, so we're gonna go left again. I'm gonna say this is an attack dodge. Was it continuing after I typed everything? Okay. I... Oh my god, it only happened once! What? It only happened once! Okay. Well, that means that it only happened on the first... What the heck? So when I paused, all of them fired. Unity, why are you doing this to me? Okay. I think I might have an idea. Let's go ahead and select our timeline. I'm curious. So this actually ends... Oh, that's interesting. Actually ends before that. So I think the problem is that the hints, like the attacks, can't be on the ends. Urgh! I need to test an update to like 4.4, because I legitimately believe this is just a bug with 3.1. I haven't updated because it messed with my labels. All right. Well, at any rate, now I have the hiccups because of course I do. But let's go ahead and move this to match our defense section clip, which probably means that actually these guys should do that as well. So let's go ahead and move this, do that. Okay, let's go to the right. Right hazard. Ooh, that one gets a little more iffy. Let's go ahead and just do that. And show combat clip. We're all good there. Okay, let's go down to transitions, final timeline. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and save that. And now I'm curious if it'll work. So all we did was give ourselves a frame offset of 1 frame from the end. And now I'm willing to bet that it's going to actually fire the on pause and on graph end events that we would expect. I don't know why it does this to me. It drives me insane, though. We're going to go left. This is an attack, dodge, stomp, hit, punch, attack. Okay. Hello, Garrett. Welcome back. How you doing tonight? Alright, so that works. And guess what? It did it. Timeline. So stupid. Timeline, what are you doing to me? Alright. Let's go ahead and go through and... Okay, I was going to say, it's probably just not going to let me do it anymore. We'll go to the right. Okay, so that works. Oh, God! I'm legitimately terrible at this. Okay. Huh, you know what? I wonder, would that be... Okay. So everything's working more or less in terms of the progress bar. So, and the hints are actually being hidden now, so that's something worth noting at least. Welcome back again, Dusted. So I think what I'm going to do now is, one, we're going to do a really quick and easy thing, which is just get sound effects in for whenever you type a letter, because I need to have that auditory feedback. So let's go ahead, go to combat attack label, We're going to go up to here, and let's see, sound ID, misspelling indicator, and I guess I would put that here. I don't really know where else to put it. So serialized field, private, int, I guess we'll just say spell sound. Not the best. 0. Let's go ahead and say sound ID. Okay. So this is going to be the sound that we play whenever we type a letter. That is correct. So let's go ahead and go down to check input. All right. We're not going to do it on backspace. We are only going to do it when we actually... Wait. What the heck? Great. Now I don't remember. Oh, this is a space bar. So let's go ahead and say space bar. Okay. If our key equals that, then we are going to go ahead and say if current index is equal to 0, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So what we're going to do is say if spell sound, if I could type, spell sound is not equal to 0, then we'll say sound manager dot play spell sound. Oh, right. And the letter. Oof. I guess it would be this. Transform. Yeah, that's probably fine. All right. Let's go ahead and let that compile. And then we'll just select a quick and dirty sound that will let us know that you've typed a successful letter. And then after that, we're going to move on to the to storing damage for your combos at the end. So currently we actually keep track of damage. So if you take like a hazardous root, that'll give you +1 damage because it's a critical. And then based on however many combos you type at the end, that'll give you more. So what we want to do there is say we need a way of visually representing that to the player that you're accruing damage that you'll deal at the end. And instead of having extra UI elements, what I would like to do is just convert. Let's go ahead and play real quick, even though we haven't set up our sound. That's fine. I would just like to make it so that the letters in the health bar will just highlight a specific color. So you can see at the top right, we have the word troll. And what we would probably do is if I take the hazardous path, then T will be highlighted in a color. I don't know what color that would be, admittedly. It could be anything. It probably wouldn't be gray, and it probably wouldn't be the dark color that they are when they're faded out. Because I don't want to do damage all at once. Or, well, no, I do want to do damage all at once. I don't want to do it, like, right there. Although, I guess that would probably give you a better sense of progression. No. It can't be done all at once because it's supposed to be a risk-reward thing. So you could potentially keep choosing hazardous paths to build up massive damage to deal at the end. And actually, no, that wouldn't really work. I was thinking maybe that if I did it that way, then I could also do the same thing on your side. So when the enemy scores a hit on an attack that you should have dodged, then you would also get a stored letter. And then if you didn't finish the combo at the end, you wouldn't get it. But that wouldn't really make sense. I feel like you should just get knocked out or get knocked back to the start if you get hit. Accruing damage would be way too... it wouldn't really make sense because when you get hit, you've been hit. But when you take a critical path, all that's done is just stored damage, basically. You haven't necessarily actually hit the opponent yet. So I was kind of thinking that would be cool just because it would be this like, nail biting experience where maybe you've been hit a bunch of times, so you just have to you have to succeed in order not to die. Kind of like the rolling health counter that Earthbound uses, where as long as you defeat the enemy before your health reaches 0, then you'll stay alive. But that doesn't really make sense. Just because I would have already shown you being hit, so yeah, I don't know. That would be cool, but I don't think I can really use that right now. It might be cool as a mechanic later on, but not necessarily by default. So, okay, let's go ahead and stop playing real quick. Let's go up to our prefab for our combat attack. Let's also go ahead and close all of our stuff there. All right. I'm going to go ahead and rename this combat attack label. Combat attack label, which will do nothing because it's a prefab and therefore it won't actually change. So I need to manually do this. Combat attack label. I don't know why it does that. You have to like rename it in the project view, otherwise it doesn't take effect. So we don't have anything in there yet. Let's go ahead and load in our main scene. Well, not our main scene, but one of our scenes. Other splash fade. Let's go ahead and drag that in. Okay, so now we can make selections on our scripts here. Scroll all the way down. All right, so what do we have? Well, not that. Nope. That's pretty crunchy, but it's really brutally annoying, I think. Oh, not that. Ugh. If it was slightly faster, actually, I think that would be fine. But let's try it and see how annoying it is. So let's unload this scene. Okay, let's hit save and let's give it a shot. So let's see how bad it is. If it's really obnoxious, I'm obviously not gonna do it. But if it's okay, then we'll keep it for now. Yeah, so the next thing I want to do is basically visually represent the damage that you've stored up so that people will know how much damage they're going to deal at the end. Let's go to battle. We're going to go... Oh god. It's actually too fast. I think it's probably the sound instancing that's happening. Ah! Okay. I hate it when it does that. I feel like multi-attacks sometimes get you in a weird state where they don't let you type the way you would expect. And that's very frustrating. But it's not too bad of a sound, actually. Let's go ahead and go back here. We're going to go right. Oh my god. Failed again. So, to do there. Also, it obviously conflicts with when we have the harp. So whenever we play a sound effect on completion, I guess I should... No, that... Actually, you know what? Here, let's do this. We're going to come back here, and we're going to say... Get rid of this. Move that into an else here. Cool. So we'll let that compile. So that means that we'll get the sound effects of the typing when we're typing all of the letters except for the last one, because typing the last one should give you the completion sound effect, not the normal letter sound effect. It should give you a very distinct one, so you know you're done with the word. And for now, that's obviously just a harp, which is kind of a bit jarring at this point because it's such a soft sound comparatively, but what are you going to do? Okay, so let's see what this sounds like. Oh my god, I actually managed to get one in. Okay. So that works pretty well, I think. I definitely think that that's not our final sound effect for typing. That's definitely like a placeholder one. We need one that's slightly softer, I think, or at the very least not quite as obnoxious. But it's fine for now. It's a good oomph to let us know that we've typed. So let's go ahead and stop. And now we get the fun part of showing damage. So let's go ahead and turn on our UI. Let's turn on our root here. And let's move this up so we can see this. Let's start messing with some stuff. Actually, let's go to player enemy HP. Is this a health label? It is a health label. Okay. So I'm going to add a function to tint letters if they're basically storing damage, I guess. So, oof. That is kind of odd. How do I want to do that? It's probably going to have to take a function with a color. Filled color, empty color, those are all set. That's fine. Initialize, decrease health, increase health, health change coroutine. Do I actually index plus equals amount, index minus equals amount, filled positive value, fill direction, multi-letter delay. Oh, look at that! We have a nice little bit of function or of optimization we can do there. So let's go ahead and convert these instead of using yield return wait for new section or yield return new wait for seconds. We'll just do a quick for. I can't talk or type tonight. I don't know what's up with me. Sorry, everyone. We'll turn this into a while loop with a t. Let's go ahead and say float t is equal to 0f. Then instead of this yield return new wait for seconds, which generates garbage, we're just going to say t is equal to 0f while t is less than, I guess we would say, we'll just say multi-letter delay. We'll say t plus equals time dot. Jeez! Like all over the place with my typing recently. I don't know what's happening to me. Time.delta time, yield, or yield return null. Let's go ahead and copy this. We're just going to paste this in right here every time. So a little bit of optimization. It's always a nice thing. Cool. And so that's where things get a little interesting. I guess we would want to go to index, which I believe tells us. No. Hold on. Time out. Ah, here we are. Filled. There we go. I don't know if I want to. I mean, I do want to animate it, I guess. So we're going to need a color and then duration, I think. And then we'll need to be able to reset it. So let's go ahead and add public void store damage. Or how about visualize damage, I guess? Visualize damage. And that's going to be color, or coloro. Color, and then I guess it'll be a duration, float, duration. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I'm just kind of thinking through things here. And I guess while we're creating the functions, let's go ahead and say public void reset damage. I think that's probably fine. Let's go ahead and go up to here. We're going to need to have a private int damage index is equal to 0. So when we set our index, I think we actually want to say damage index is equal to index. Pretty sure that's what we want to do. And then with visualize damage, would I just want to int amount maybe? No. Let me see where this can get set up. Field color. Here we are. What to do here? I could pass in a highlight color on initialize, but would that make sense? Maybe. I'm just going to go ahead and pass it in a color here for now. I'm not going to worry too much about that. Instead, I will, let's see, we're going to go up here. I'm going to need an amount, so we're going to say int amount. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and go to here. We will say private color damage color is equal to color.white. Okay, let's go ahead and say damage color is equal to color damage index plus equals amount, and then we are going to want to start a coroutine for that, I suppose, which is, do I want to put in the effort to have support for multiple letters? Because I don't necessarily know if I'm going to need that ever. Most of the letters will be added one by one, not multiple times. I just, I mean, I have the int amount here in case I ever do that, but yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and do 2. That's fine, or not 2. Amount, an arbitrary amount should be supported. And then I guess we're going to want to start a coroutine for this. Yeah. And it's basically going to be this, now that I think about it, which is fun. So let's go ahead and just copy this. Wow, that is a super long coroutine. Good God. That makes sense. Yeah. Go ahead and copy this. Go back up to here. This is going to be damage health coroutine, I guess. Okay. And then actually we're going to need a similar function for clearing them. So I guess we're going to have like restore health coroutine? Ugh. No, because that has different connotations. Let me think. Thinking. I guess for now it'll be a pretty simple coroutine. Let's also go ahead and fix that little spacing error. And before I go any farther, let's go ahead and go to these the letters, because I'm going to need to change it. Or I'm not going to need to change it. I'm going to need to add damaged for this. So public bool damaged. Then we're going to go ahead and go up to here. We'll say private bool damaged is equal to false. Get return damaged. Okay. Then set. There we go. And let's see. Yeah, that's where it gets fun. Okay. Not great. So I'm currently, like, all the and hawing is obviously because I'm thinking about 5 different things. But it's possible that I'm going to have enemies heal themselves or try to heal themselves And that would mean that I need to have an indicator color for not just damage, but healing potentially. But that doesn't make sense because it's not like once they've healed themselves, they're not going to get that healing until the very end. Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead and fill routine, fulfill, that's all fine. Okay. So we'll go ahead and say if damaged does not equal value. Damaged is equal to value, and then we're going to start a coroutine, but one that doesn't exist yet. Private enumerator. Damage coroutine. And this will be bool damaged, I guess, or just damage. Start coroutine, damage coroutine, damaged. Okay. Game dev grumble grumble. Yeah. It's become a bit of a theme, I feel. Just me constantly going. I really should have like a grumbling animation for my guy. Just need to detect when I mostly make nonsensical sounds. Okay, so for this, we're going to do a couple of things. First up, we're going to go ahead and say public color damaged color. Come on, Chris, you can type. New color. We're going to make this. We'll just make it color.red by default. It doesn't really matter. That's going to get assigned anyway. Okay. So color start color is equal to damage question mark. So we're going to say damage color, else it's going to be filled color, I guess. Right? Yes. I think that's correct. Okay. But it's alpha. That's strange. Why would I do it like that? Why does it start with an alpha? Huh. Times new color. I basically get its like the color I want, and then I do an alpha with it. Why would I do it that way? It's probably so that it can fade in a little bit better. That's weird. Huh. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Okay. So let's go ahead and say damage color, filled color. I think that's fine. I don't need to care about the whole being color there. Let's go ahead and say float t is equal to 0f. And then we're just going to do a while loop. While t is less than 1f. T plus equals time dot delta time divided by duration. It's probably fine to just use that for now, but oh yeah, okay, we'll just do fill duration. We're gonna use existing variables for now until we decide that it looks right, and then I'll just swap them in for something else. Yield return null. Okay, so we're just going to say label dot label dot color is equal to nothing because I forgot to script the end stuff. And color is equal to damage question mark. If so, it's going to be fill. Hold on. No, I got that backwards. Damaged color, filled color. I need to swap these. Okay. Because our start color, if we are getting damaged, it's going to be the filled color. It's going to fade from the filled color to the damaged color. Okay, and all of that is good. Our duration is fine. We're not going to scale it. We're just doing color for this. So we're just going to say label.color is equal to color.lerp from start color to end color based on curve.evaluate for t. Also fine. Then of course we will end with label.color is equal to end color. Okay. Very, very basic. Okay, decent here. Damage is done. That's good. Let's go to our health label. And all we're going to need to do is, let's see. So damage color isn't actually needed here, I don't think. Instead, I guess I can actually just make it public here. Can't I? Public color, damage color. Or damage color. That's all fine. Damage index plus equals amount. And then start coroutine, damage, health coroutine. Amount based on positive value, which I don't need actually. Do I need a positive value? No, I don't think I do. I just need the amount. The duration isn't even needed actually, so let's go ahead and get rid of that. Okay, so we're gonna go down to here. Get rid of our positive value crap that we don't care about. And we are just going to assume that it is a positive value, I believe. Okay, so we're going to quit this. Paste that in there. I guess we can literally just... pretty sure that we want it to be that, so let's go ahead and just copy this. Paste it in there. Copy that. Paste it in there. Okay. So it's a little more simple. We don't care about the positive value. Instead, we're going to say damaged. Oh, and that actually should be, I guess, what I do. No. It's just going to be true, I guess. So I'll just set that to true. It's going to be hard set. Okay. Damaged. Damaged is equal to true. Damaged. Okay, that should be it. And we don't want to do index plus equals amount, instead we're going to say damage index plus equals amount. And fill direction, damage index plus equals amount. Gotta take off for a bit. Alright. I don't know how much longer I'll be on, so if I'm not on by the time you get back, have a good night. Apologies for all the and hine and grumbling. I guess it takes me a little bit to get back into the swing of things. Let's see, right to left. We want this to be our damaged index again. Damaged index. Okay, I think we're good. So let's give this a shot. Oh, and actually, no, before I do anything else, let's just go ahead and come down here. Private. I guess it would just be a void function, wouldn't it? Ugh. That's awkward as hell. Reset damage. Whew. Is that really all I need? Actually, you know what? No, I don't need a coroutine for that. I can just do that, can't I? Oh, but I do need to loop through everything still. Gross. Well, for now, let's just see if I can even do anything with that. And let's go ahead and go to our attack section behavior. I guess that's what I would want. Yeah, damage amount. Find all references. Behavior Damage amount. Increment attack damage. Okay, so let's go to definition here. And all we're going to do is say cached view, or I guess it would just be called combat view, dot enemy health label dot damage, or visualize damage amount color dot red, I guess. Do I actually set any of that? I don't. That's great. So I probably, oof. Okay, so I'm going to do this. If damage color does not equal color, do this for int I equals 0, I is less than, what is it? Letters? Is that what I typed in? Letters? Yeah, letters dot count, I plus letters of I dot damage color is equal to color. Pretty simple. Okay, don't really care about any of this. I think we're good. We'll go ahead and say damage index is equal to 0 there. We'll need to reset everything, I guess, there. Let's go ahead and let that compile. So that was a lot, and I'm not entirely convinced it's going to do what I want. So let's go ahead and it might work, but it also entirely is possible that it won't do anything worthwhile. And then after the fact, we have to actually do damage to them, which is not ideal. Okay, let's go ahead and let that compile. So I get the feeling we're going to get a lot of, like, if it works at all, we're going to get a lot of color incorrection or color mismatches. Crap, I forgot to turn it off. No, but it looks like it handled itself pretty well. I guess I did build that into the system, but I'm not too sure that it's actually going to do what I want. So, whatever. We'll go to battle. Oh, look at that. Yeah, that broke. All right. About right. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and turn that off. Hit apply there. Assuming that it lets me. And then turn off our UI here. Come on. Work with me, Unity. There we go. Well, while we're doing this, let's see. Stuff's going on right now. Oh yeah, Fallout 76, I think, has been teased officially. Go ahead and go into our battle. Right. Oh, so close. Okay. Well, we got a letter to highlight. Now the question is, can I? Nope, I failed. Okay, well that sucks. Okay, so attack damage stored. Let's see, stored damage, final references. Where do I set you to 0? Deal enemy damage. We will, of course, want to call. No, we don't want to. We don't want to do that there. Instead, we would want to do it here. Yes. So we're going to say combat view dot enemy health label dot reset damage. Okay. The other thing that we need to do is for the multi-attacks, I do actually have to change this. I'm going to write this in a note so I don't forget. Typing a single word should give you a combo of 1, and then 5 more would be needed for the next combo. Point being that if you type at least 1 word, you should get an attack point from that. Okay, so let's go ahead and say multi-attack combo should start with 1 attack, then jump to the number desired. Okay, so let's go ahead and real quick go to health label, visualize damage. We are going to want to say damage index plus equals amount. So the problem is that our current damage index is getting incremented to 1, and then it's not starting at our current index of the letter, which would be, in the case of troll, T, 5, or 4 technically. Instead, it's going 1 up from that to 3. That's why the R got, I'm sorry, 4, no, 3. Yeah, that's why the R got highlighted and not the T. So we need to either set our damage index to be equal to -1 by default, which is super awkward, or, well, I guess actually that's all it would need to be, right? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. So we'll get that set to -1, and then we'll set U to -1. That's really weird. I don't like doing indexes, declaring indexes as -1. But it should make it work. So let's go ahead and give that a test. And then if the damage is dealt normally, even though the color is messed up, well, I mean that's what's going to happen. But as long as the damage is actually dealt, then I'll be happy for now. Okay. Oh, while that compiles. So yeah, Fallout 76, I think, is what was revealed. And people are talking about how it's supposed to be like a Rust type game, so survival game. We were joking about it at work. And I honestly don't think that Bethesda can make a multiplayer game that's not just full of bugs. I mean, I guess they have the Elder Scrolls Online, but I just... when I think Bethesda game, I think horrendous bugs. And not necessarily a bad thing, you know, it's its own charm. I'm guessing that didn't work because they've been initialized already to be -1 or to be 0. Which means that I need to go up to here and I need to say damage index is equal to -1. Okay. Let's go ahead and try that. But the nice thing about visualizing damage like that is that it does let me basically do stuff with your health while you're in between segments. Because there could be situations like, say, where you intercept an enemy healing spell, and then you sort of store that health up for yourself. And again, I don't know why it wouldn't just take effect. So, point being, though, that I do need a visual indicator. That's the main thing. And I don't want to use a whole new UI element because it's already cluttered enough as is, and I don't want to make something that's distracting. So I think it'd be better just to represent the health that the enemy is going to lose based on what they've done, or what you've done. Let's go to battle again. What the fuck? Why? Why are you getting set to that? Debug.log. Damage index. Okay. Direction not none. Letters damage index. Index. I guess it would have to be index plus damage index, correct? I think that makes sense. Why am I doing plus I? That's kind of strange. No, that's fine. That's fine. Let's see. Damage index plus equals amount. We don't actually care about you. We don't need you to increment there. Let's go ahead and say damage index plus, and then get rid of you, and then otherwise we're going to say damage index, or index minus damage index. Should be good there, I think. Let's find out. Okay. So that will either give us the correct index or it will give us an index out of range exception. One of the two. Oh man. I am tired though. Need to get more sleep. It's not good to stay up late and get up early. Oof. Alright. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and set up here. Let's go to battle. Go to the right. I knew it. Yep, there's our argument out of range exception. Also, our... Oh, jeez, that sucks. Let me go to phase 2 right hazard. Our hint. No, it should be our initial timeline. Time bar clip. Why aren't you stopping? Our time bar isn't stopping when we go to the right hazard, which is throwing me off because it makes me think that we just like it's counting down faster, which is super weird. Like we are stopping it, right? Go to definition. On graph stop. Yeah, I mean, probably I should do this. Bool is playing is equal to false. Oh, actually, I guess I don't. Let's go ahead and say is playing is equal to true. So we'll go ahead and throw that in there. Override. Override on behavior pause. Go ahead and grab this. And is playing is equal to false. That. Yep. Stop time bar is what we're going to want there. Stop time bar. Okay. And now we need to look at what our index is for this. And we're looking at health label 268. 268. Right there. So index minus damage index, which would technically be -1, potentially. Nope, that doesn't make sense because I do plus equals here, so it shouldn't be. Oh, but I guess I did log the damage index there, so that's a damage index of 1. So that would have meant 268. Our index would have been 4 minus 1 minus 0. Okay. So why is 4 minus 1 an index out of range exception? I guess. Oh, no, no, no. Okay, I think I know what it is. I want that to be. I want that to be reversed, right? I want that to be plus damage index and then minus damage index. I think, which means that that's probably got to be minus damage index. Let's try that. Aside from Fallout 76, I don't think I've actually heard of anything super crazy. I guess Pokemon is doing something on the Switch. Saw a trailer for that. It looks like I can't tell if it's a standard Pokemon game just on the Switch or if it's like a weird Pokemon Go hybrid thing. It seems like it's a regular Pokemon game, but a lot of people that have been talking about it have said like it's not a full Pokemon game, and I don't quite know what's different about it, I guess. Let's go ahead and play. Like, you run around pretty much the same type of overworld that you would expect. Seems like you can do battles with trainers. The weirdest thing about it, though, is that, like, part of the advertisement is that you can play it with one Joy-Con. I don't know why Nintendo's obsessed with letting you play games with one hand. I'm like, it's so weird to market it like that. Like, I can see the accessibility reasons for it, but it's weird. I don't know. It's kind of like that slightly off-putting Japanese sloganing, like "touching is good" that they had for the original DS, and you're like, it's a little awkward. All right, so we're gonna go right, and I fucked up already. Do not have a lot of time to type dodge. All right, let's see here. Go to battle. Son of a... How? Why do you do this to me? Okay, I have some ideas. First up, I'm going to set you to 0. All my damage indexes are going to be 0. And then we're going to change this. We're going to move this to start below the coroutine. Very simple. Okay, so we're going left to right on the troll. No, we're going right to left, actually. So I want to know debug.log index plus blah blah plus damage index. I just want to see what that is. Let's throw that in there. Okay. Man, I have not been a fan of the heat recently. It's been pretty oppressive, mostly just because we had no spring this year. It went from, no joke, it went from 30 degrees to 80 in the span of about a week. There was no period of time where we had nice 60-degree weather for like I don't know, at least 2 weeks would have been nice. But no, it went from 30 to 80. It was terrible. Actually, it was such a sudden shift that when I went up north for Anime Central, I did not bring a jacket because I was like, it's May, it's gonna be fine. And then I just got stonewalled by a 40-degree morning one day, and it's like, well, at least I have pants. But I can tell you that walking through a suburb of Chicago in 40-degree weather when it starts to rain is not the best way to stay warm. Ha! It's like legitimately hard to actually make that combo. Yes! Okay, we got it working. I think I think there are a couple of things. Jeez. Actually, let's go ahead and stop playing. Um, so that all works. Let's go ahead and get rid of these damage indexes and all that. So the next thing I need to do is reset them, I guess, which is let's just go ahead and do for int I equals 0, I is less than letters dot count I plus plus if letters I dot damaged, then we're simply going to say, oh, you know what? You know what? I guess I don't even need to do that. I can just literally say letters I dot damaged is equal to false, and that'll just take care of it for me. So let's go to reset damage is being called correct. I think I set it up. Yep, cool. So let's just get to the end after storing some damage, and then I'll lose on purpose, and I will reset the damage hopefully, and then we will be happy. Oh, shit. I had a phone call and I missed it. Oops. It's okay. I'm doing my Devstream. I have a legitimate reason. Oh, jeez. I do have to admit, moments like this where I'm kind of like exhausted, it would be nice to have music just to fill the silence. I don't like doing dev streams where I don't really make noise. It's my showmanship. Gotta keep people entertained, even though I'm terrible at that. Okay, so we're gonna go right. Okay, got one in. That's all I care about. And then, okay, it goes away. Okay, it works. Okay, it just, Unity timelines sometimes are like, meh, I'm not gonna work. But at least I now know that pausing and unpausing makes them work. Ugh. Okay. So, hooray! We got it working. We got the, actually, you know what, let's, for the sake of actually testing it, let's go back to the battle. And then this time I'm gonna succeed again. Good. I wanted to make sure that it was... I wanted to make sure that it actually updated. Although I probably should increment the damage for that when we actually do want to increment attack damage, which should be after a combo. Let's see. Behavior pause. Damage amount is equal to 0. I'm only doing it on pause. That should not be when I do it. It should totally be whenever I increment that variable. Find all references. Behavior.damage amount. No. You gotta be kidding me. Okay. Okay, let's change this real quick. So we're not going to put that there. Instead, wherever a multi-attack combo gets incremented, you're going to increment that. Let's see, plus plus, cool. So we're going to do that. Damage amount. Okay. So let's do that. And now, when we complete a multi-attack combo, we should be able to actually have our letters update. We're going to take off for dinner and gaming. Have a good stream. You too. I'm exhausted. I'm sorry. Well, thank you for stopping by, Garrett. we're probably going to end up closing up after this. I just want to see if this works. And then I'm probably going to zonk out because, good God, I am just exhausted. Ugh. All right, so let's see how this turns out. Metal. Go to the right. Dodge. Oh, God, okay. Phew. Barely made it. But yes, we did actually get something from that, so okay. Phew. All right, so that works, and that works fine. So I think that's a good place to stop for the night. We have damage indicators for how much damage you stored up in your attack, and then, of course, that does get accurately dealt at the end. We now have a timer, so that segments that have a specific amount of duration will be... You'll have a visible indicator of how much time you have to type all that. We can update hints without having them go off screen. We can just have them fade in and out. And what else do we have? We also have... I feel like I did something else, but whatever. A lot of stuff tonight. Oh, right. We have the sounds as you type. So now each letter that you type will properly make a sound to let you know that you've typed it. So, okay. That is a very good place to stop for the night. So, as always, I want to thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all next time.